Oh yeah, that's the way I see it, you know what I'm saying? Niggas don't wanna be free. Look around, it's more of us than them, you know what I'm saying? I'm from the Gym City, and I can see niggas don't wanna be free from the beast. They rather kiss ass and be treated like trash by the ruling class. Niggas don't wanna be free, 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 free. Now that SOLJA is off the brain, I can see spiritually through the devil game. It's a damn shame. These lame niggas don't wanna be free from the beast, so I come to bring the aim, get paid with this deadly ink, and fuck with this evil world. Think about this black king. My enemies stay mad at me, cause I refuse to turn the other cheek. I can't kiss the beast's ass with this pen and pad. I'm prolific, God gifted, to write with deep insight. I write that news to fight the power with true conviction. My real niggas listen, pay attention to the wisdom, brainwash, whitewash niggas. They don't wanna be free from the wicked Democratic and GOP, headed by the beast. Niggas rather kiss ass and be treated like trash by the ruling class. And you can learn a lot from a crash dummy. Walking black zombie, don't know shit about his ancient history, and you wonder why it's a mystery. Why the devil came, made black people hate his true identity. 4 centuries of brutality. Now niggas wanna be Indian, so motherfucker right dance to this real shit that I transmit vocally. Niggas don't wanna be free from the beast. Niggas rather kiss ass and be treated like trash by the ruling class. Now niggas don't wanna be free. My tongue is a lyrical cut sword, my lord. Why niggas don't wanna be free from the beast? KK police still shoot niggas down in the streets, and niggas just keep on voting for these demon crafty folks. Niggas just keep hope alive while I die inside of a correctional facility at the hands of some racist hillbillies. Nigga fuck crying and speaking at my eulogy. Nigga raise hell for me, make that devil bleed in retaliation. Spiritual energized to rise up in this fucking nation. Reincarnation of dirty movement with the remedy to get free from the beast. Gotta pay homage to those warriors who came before me, and fuck all my enemies, cause I'm the blood of my mighty ancestor. Yeah, the predecessor. I guess I'm the chosen one, not to be the token, but the outspoken one. Ghetto revelator. Haters conversate with haters, debate with jealousy and envy to discredit my greatness as king. Bitch niggas be afraid to swing back at the beast. Niggas don't wanna be free from the beast. Niggas rather kiss ass and be treated like trash by the ruling class. Niggas don't wanna be free from the beast. Niggas don't wanna be free. Niggas rather kiss ass and be treated like trash. Niggas don't wanna be free. The blood of a warrior who came off that slave shit. So a nigga automatically born equipped with extraordinary dynamic genetics. Yeah, it's on the T-set. Fuck trap rap. Look around, niggas already trapped in sex domain. Niggas be rapping that slave master name. It's like niggas be loving the pain and affliction inflicted, perpetrated by politicians. Niggas don't wanna be free from the beast. Man, last week I went into a deep meditation when I saw in my vision niggas in prison and on the streets were getting free from the beast by any means. Cause my people bleed like the sacrificial lamb. Motherfucker, I am who I am. I'm black. Geronimo Pratt, I'm back. Who it be new than my physical form in the world better be born. It's a nigga with a big ass afro, shoot the military rifle, killing my natural born foes. While these Bible tote Negroes be loving their enemies. Cause niggas don't wanna be free. Niggas don't wanna be free. They rather kiss ass and be treated like trash by the ruling class. Niggas don't wanna be free. Niggas don't wanna be free. Niggas don't wanna be free. Niggas don't wanna be free from the beast. Hey, coming straight from the streets with a real live dialogue for all y'all. And this song is dedicated to every African around the motherfucking world, to all Africans, no matter where you're at. Yeah, to my Africans. Yeah. Hey, to my South Africans, to my Africans in America, to my Brazil Africans, to my my Africans in Australia. To the land of down under. Australian Africans. We ain't forget about the Africans in Australia. Greetings, greetings, Black power, peace and war to Black people around the planet. No matter where you at, Black man, Black woman, I wish peace up on you. And I also want you to stay on your toes to know that we're constantly at war. There's a war being waged against our people, right? But a lot of our people are not keen to what's going on. A lot of our people are lethargic, oblivious, and some people just try to put the truth out their mind of what's going on. You feel what I'm saying? If this your first time, dealing with this particular channel and this style of commentating, set back, relax, get your mind right, and come on in and see what I got to offer. You probably already know about the information, but I'm going to keep on rehearsing the information and keep on embedding the information till it hits home. I might not be the one to change this situation, but after I'm gone and dead in my physical form, maybe some of the work that I leave behind might instill the young generation, the one to come up out of us. You know what I'm saying? The ancestor. You feel what I'm saying? Like Tupac said, he might not be the one who changed the world, but he might say something in his music to spark that mind. You feel what I'm saying? August the 21st of 2022 marks the anniversary of one of our brothers, our ancestor, Nat Turner, who stood up against the slave masters in Southampton, Virginia in 1831 on this particular day of August 21st of 1831. Nat Turner and his regiment of other Africans rebelled. They killed between 50 to 65 white people on this particular day. 120 Africans. You feel what I'm saying? It was short-lived. This insurrection was short-lived. You know what I mean? It went on for about 3-4 days of straight killing of white folks from slave plantation to slave plantation. We got to remember Nat Turner. They might not teach you about Nat Turner in the school systems, but you could go to Wikipedia and read about Nat Turner. The information is here for you. We live in the age of information. So let's remember Nat Turner. Let's study Nat Turner. And let's have a moment of silence for Nat Turner and all the Africans who stood up against the slave masters of the South. August is a very unique month. August is a very unique month as it pertains to us as a people. We are a unique people. We're very powerful people, very spiritual people. We must understand the month of August. This is Leo season. Let's go to Haiti. The revolution
in Haiti is one of my favorite subjects. It's one of my um, moments in my life where I had to apply this type of energy, this type of energy of self defense, standing up to those who may hate you and want to kill you based on that you're black. You must stand up to those type of people. You feel what I'm saying? So this is why I love the Haiti revolution. I like the history of Haiti. I love it. I draw strength as an African myself from the Haiti revolution, the Black Republic. You feel what I'm saying? So on August 21st, 1791, August 21st, 1791, this same time, you feel me? About this same time in Haiti. Back in those days, Haiti was called Santi Domingo, Santi Domingo, or Santo Domingo. A lot of people say it different. I don't speak Spanish that well. I could barely speak the English language, the English language. You know what I'm saying? I should be speaking the language of my ancestors. You feel what I'm saying? That's the language I should be speaking in, but something happened along the way where my language history of where I came from was snuffed out purposely. You feel what I'm saying? So, Duddy Bootman, an African from um, Benin, West Africa, was kidnapped by the British. He was sold into slavery in Jamaica. And from Jamaica, Duddy Bootman was sold again into slavery into Haiti. Duddy Bootman being a Maroon from Jamaica. See, the Maroons are dangerous African people from West Africa. You feel what I'm saying? In Jamaica, the Maroons escaped. Some of the Maroons escaped slavery and killed the slave masters. This is how dangerous the Maroons were. The Maroons ran away, escaped from the slave masters, which was the British, and formed their own colonies in the jungles of motherfucking Jamaica. But anyway, Duddy Bootman was sold into slavery into Haiti. And when he got there, he took that Maroon energy around other Africans, and there was some more Maroons there. So on August 21st, 1791, it was the night right before the Africans struck the French, because the French took over Haiti from the Spaniards and enslaved Africans. A bunch of West Africans, you know what I'm saying, were taken to Haiti on slave ships. And I want to debunk the pretendians who say the slave trade out of Africa didn't happen. When we got proof that Duddy Bootman documented was from West Africa, was captured by the British. You feel what I'm saying? Slavery out of Africa didn't happen. Crazy stuff. So let's remember, Duddy Bootman was the voodoo priest who had a ceremony, a seance, calling on the ancestors, calling on the spiritual world to help him defeat the slave master. He didn't call on Jesus. He didn't call on Jehovah. He didn't call on Allah. You feel what I'm saying? He didn't call on Yahshua or Lashua Way, whatever, how you say your creator's name. You feel what I'm saying? He didn't call on Satan. Duddy Bootman called on the ancestors, and they defeated France. This war started in August of 1791, lasted to 1804. When Haiti declared itself a black republic up under Toussaint L. Overture. You feel what I'm saying? So when you hear white folks in the media talk about how poor Haiti is and why the Haitians are displaced and discriminated against. See, when the Haitians came down to the border, the beginning of this year, what happened? You saw on the news, you saw a lot of Haitians being whipped by these Neanderthals, trotted down by horses and whipped, telling them to go back where they came from. You didn't see that happening to the Mexicans. You didn't see that happening to the Afghani refugees, did you? And black people in this country should recognize that white supremacy don't give a fuck about us, that we should unite Pan-African. We should unite Pan-African. Duddy Bootman made history. 1791. A war that went on like a wildfire until 1804, when the Black Republic of Haiti stood tall. So when the white people in media tell you that Haitians are poor and Haiti ain't this and Haiti is a country with a lot of discord, you know what I'm saying? Unstability, people there is not responsible. The African there is backwards. See, that's what we believe when we see the news. Let's tell the truth that the Western world then locked Haiti out of the world because of Haiti's past revolutionary past history of killing France. They killed the French. They killed many French. A lot of Frenchmen lost their lives in Haiti. Slave plantations were no more. They was burnt to the ground. In the month of August, Napoleon Bonaparte was defeated by Toussaint L. Overture. Made Bonaparte come sell Louisiana for a low number to Thomas Jefferson, who was the president at that fucking time. And everybody hated Haiti because Haiti defeated France and kicked France up out of Haiti. Black people crushed them. So the month of August is probably the most hated month by the white astrologers. This cosmic energy that hits the planet ignites black people in some type of way. Either we want to make history in August, or we might not want to make history, but we're going to be part of history. Somebody going to be chosen. That cosmic energy going to hit you. You might have to sacrifice your life in August just to make a point, to wake our people up. The cosmic energy might have to call your number. When they say call on my number, to make a point. You feel what I'm saying? Subsequently, Duddy Bootman was killed by the French, but the revolution lived on. So let's have a moment of silence for Haiti and all the revolutionaries and soldiers who killed many, many white Frenchmen, who destroyed the slave plantations, burnt all of those slave plantations, and made Haiti a black republic. All Africans that were responsible for bringing France to its knees. Because Louisiana, New Orleans was a French colony. You read about the Louisiana Purchase in your history book, but you don't know a black man bought Napoleon in France to economy downfall because of the war, the constant war with Haiti, with Africans. Africans broke France. Africa broke France. Africans broke France. Enslaved Africans that rose up and took their fucking freedom. Because nobody gonna give you freedom, black man, black woman. You have to take your freedom. All this begging the government. People get mad when I say fuck the government. The government proves to you Negroes that they hate us. But every time I get into a debate with somebody, they want to protect white supremacy. They learned that on the slave plantation. You can't name me one Democrat, one Republican that went out their way to put black people back where they should be. They constantly kill us in the prisons. They constantly attack us. Flat out, they making sure that we do not rise up nowhere around the planet because they know who we are, but we don't know who we are. Everywhere that black people at, the ruling class must keep us on the bottom because we are the people of the book. We are the chosen people. We are the children of the sun. You don't know who you are, black man, black woman. You better wake up. Duddy Bootman. I'm going to have a moment of silence for Haiti and all revolutions that were fought in Haiti by revolutionaries, soldiers. You know what I'm saying? Warriors. Let's have a moment of silence for all warriors, man and woman, who fought and killed the French, the Spaniards. You feel what I'm saying? Let's have a moment of silence for the ancestors of Haiti. Let's move this right along, y'all, one time. Who know about George Jackson and Jonathan Jackson of the late 60s and the early 70s, who made history in this country against white supremacy? See, it's okay for America to fight back if someone is trying to, do something to America. It's all right for the Asians to fight back if somebody do something to the Asians. It's all right for the Jews to fight back against anyone trying to do something against the Jews. Everything is cool. You feel me? The Palestinian and the Jews war, when the Jews dropped bombs and killed many Palestinians, it is cool to the international world. But when you had the Black Panther Party and any type of black militia who fight against racism, black people become a threat. We become the villains in the media. We become painted the villains when we stand up and fight against white supremacy. But it's all right for white supremacy to kill black people. It's all right for white supremacy to drop a bomb over in Iran. It's all right for them to kill militants and so-called so-called puppet regimes like terrorist groups that are really sponsored by the motherfucking American Western world to take over the world. They got to create situations to take your liberty. I won't be surprised if the Taliban is endorsed by America. I wouldn't be surprised if all terrorist organizations such as ISIS is America, is Israel. How can these military exist? These Islamic militaries exist with all this top-notch military. You see, Biden left these people planes and military equipment on purpose. That should tell you who the Taliban is. Wake the fuck up. These people create situations to take you freedom from the American people and from people around the globe. This is a one world government. So August 21st is a very, very unique day. George Jackson was a revolutionary who was locked up in San Quentin. He was doing one life for something he didn't do. But when he got to that prison, he became a freedom fighter within inside the prison. He saw that a lot of white guards was using white inmates, and white guards was killing black inmates. Black convicts were being killed. So George Jackson, in his revolutionary mindset, warrior mindset, formed what they called the Black Guerrilla in prison to protect black inmates. So you know the white guards had a problem with that. We're talking about in the 60s and the 70s, where they was killing black men in jails, hanging them, killing black men in prison. They still kill black men in jails and prisons till this day. If you have a medical condition in prison, a lot of white guards will watch you die. They will not get no help for you, no assistance. They hate black people. Racism, I saw racism up close in motherfucking penitentiary. I had to protect myself in a racist penitentiary. George Jackson spoke out against the conditions in prison. He wrote books from behind prison. He was a warrior behind prison. He had too much unity in America. He was putting out a lot of information that went from prisons to prisons to prisons and prisons and prisons all over the world. Different prisons was listening to George Jackson. Ronald Reagan had to put a stop to George Jackson because the Attica riot in New York was inspired by George Jackson, that black people should stand up for their rights and fight back against white supremacy. Jonathan Jackson, his brother, who saw that his brother would not get a fair trial, he would never get out of prison because the parole board wouldn't let him out because of his political stance, how he saw the world. The brother wrote profoundly letters and books about the system, this capitalist, demonic, imperialist system. George Jackson present in America, with inside the prison, shook the core of America, white supremacy power. If this brother was allowed to live and come up out of penitentiary with that type of mindset, he would unite so many black people like Marcus Garvey. And Marcus Garvey scared the shit out of America. You feel me? Leaders like that scared the fuck out of America. So Jonathan Jackson, August 7th, see, August is a hell of a month. August 7th, 1970, Jonathan Jackson knew that his brother would never get out of prison alive. So Jonathan Jackson, he took advantage of a situation where one of the comrades of George Jackson was on trial for the murder of a correctional guard. And, you know, they bring this particular convict to court. Jonathan Jackson stormed the courtroom with guns. See, These type of brothers and sisters back then were only 17 years old. Jonathan Jackson was only 17 years old in this country, raising hell against the establishment, and that shocked America. Jonathan Jackson hit that courtroom with them guns, right? He took hostage. He took hostage, what was it? A prosecutor, 3 jurors, and a judge. The judge that was being the overseer in the courtroom. And Jonathan Jackson, he got the people that he captured, the people that he got, he kidnapped. He took them out the courtroom and was about to get into a van, but the police end up shooting Jonathan Jackson, striking him down. But his goal was to get his brother out of penitentiary. He wanted to try to have a negotiation with the white supremacists of this world to try to get his brother out of prison. They end up killing him. So we got to remember Jonathan Jackson, George Jackson, and their mother was strong. They had a strong mama, man. She said she didn't raise her boys to be punks, to bow down. You know what I'm saying? That's a strong black woman. She said, I didn't raise my sons like that. They gonna stand up, for what they believe in. They beautiful human beings. They love black people, and they gonna stand up. This brother was 17 years old. Sacrificed his life for the struggle. Went into the courtroom. That's how much love black people had for each other back then. Genuine love, because we was forced to be with ourselves, loving ourselves, that this brother would go to the extent for his brother, to break his brother out of the penitentiary. See, brothers and sisters back then knew what it was. They was only 17 years old, young brothers and sisters who took up arms against the United States ruling class. United States is a very racist country. They hate black people. George Jackson was gunned down a year later of August of 1971. August 21st, 1971. The month of August. And a fake escape tactic that the ruling class guards used, trying to say that George Jackson was trying to escape. And they had to shoot him. They said they shot him one time, but when his mama viewed the body of George Jackson, guess what these white folks did? They cut on him. They beat him. They beat the body. They beat the corpse. He was in bad shape. Shot him about 6, 7, 8 times. Now you telling me that I gotta trust America? You telling me I'm a conspiracy theorist when his mother said what happened to George Jackson? They could never told her what really happened to her son. They made up a lie and said he was trying to escape. They try to say that somehow in a maximum security prison that somebody gave George Jackson a gun. The most watched inmate in San Quentin had a gun in his possession. On a visit, somebody slid him a gun. The most hated inmate, the most hated convict ever hit San Quentin was George Jackson. He had so much power. From behind the bars, this brother had a lot of power. We got to remember George Jackson, Jonathan Jackson, and all those brothers that struggled in the penitentiary in San Quentin, the Solidarity brothers of San Quentin. You need to read up on this because they would not teach this in history class. You did not know that you had black folks of the 70s and the 60s standing up. They didn't cower down like these new niggas. These new niggas ain't gonna throw rice at a fucking wedding. Just like I said before, black people today, not all black people, but majority of black people today, they rather kiss ass by just being conditioned and cool with the condition in which white supremacy got us living in. We don't know who the fuck we are. Moment of silence for George and Jonathan Jackson in the month of August, who sacrificed their life for the struggle fighting against white supremacy. Peace, y'all. Peace, y'all. We got to keep this going on, man. You know, we must remember the murder of our brother who came from Chicago in 1955, Emmett Till. He arrived in Money, Mississippi to visit his uncle in Money, Mississippi in August 21st, 1955. And about 6 days later, in August 28th of 1955, he was subsequently murdered by racist soldiers, coward white man who murdered Emmett Till. Well, as I read the history of Emmett Till and went a little bit deeper than what other things that I was hearing from other people about Emmett Till, I just took, face value that was the whole entire history. But I went back and studied the history. There was multiple people involved with the kidnapping of Emmett Till on that particular day of August 28th, 1955. There was multiple people. I even heard that it was 2 black people that were employed by the Bryants who helped hold Emmett Till down. But the murder was very brutal. You feel what I'm saying? The most brutal day that shocked the nation. It shocked the nation. It shocked the nation. August, the month of August, like I say, the cosmic energy, it may use and sacrifice someone's life on the physical level to uplift and recognize certain situations that we act oblivious to because of fear. You feel what I'm saying? Letting us know that our enemy do not love us. When they kill your children, Emmett Till was only 14 years old. When they kill your children, that lets you know that they don't give a fuck about your race, but you study kiss ass. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to kiss ass. It's all right to have a motherfucking enemy. We enemy of each other. We love being enemy of each other. We brag about how we kill each other and can't wait to see each other so we can do something to each other. We can't wait to buy a new car and try to make somebody jealous of us. And we can't wait to be jealous of somebody. We learned all this negative behavior. We learned this negative behavior for being up on the slave plantation. Been tutelage, by, someone who hate us, who wanted to make us hate ourselves. You feel what I'm saying? So let's remember Emmett Till. Let's remember Emmett Till, man. Let's have this silence for Emmett Till. May the ancestor Emmett Till be with us against white supremacy. Peace, black family. Peace, black family. We must keep this going on. You know what I mean? Because August is a very unique month. You know, we got Nat Turner rising up, the Duddy Bootman situation. You know what I'm saying? Jonathan George Jackson. You know, Marcus Garvey, founder of Universal Negro Improvement. You feel what I'm saying? Born in Jamaica. What month? August 17th, 1887. Marcus Garvey, the father of Pan-Africanism. The father of Pan-African. Marcus Garvey. Now, Marcus Garvey put fear into white America and the white world in general, because Marcus Garvey had a way and a talent, a unique way of galvanizing million people. You know what I'm saying? Throughout the world. Pan-African started in the Western world. I mean, in the Caribbean. You know, he started Pan-African way of life in Jamaica. But it seemed like Jamaican people, you know, the island was kind of, you know, poor at the time, and Jamaican people wasn't really a way that he could really, you know, brought the horizon of Pan-Africanism. So what he did is went to New York. He went to America. So a lot of people think Pan-African, when you hear Pan-African, that it started on the continent of the motherland, but it started actually in America. The Jamaican was the fruit of it. You know what I'm saying? The foundation of it. But it didn't spread until it came to America. Then it spread all the way around the world, all of Africa or the Caribbean. You got Pan-Africans everywhere who believe in one universal law, is that's the freedom of our people. No matter what religion you believe in, Pan-African is the way that can get us free. And I agree. You see what I'm saying? So Marcus Garvey, he was a threat to America. You know, he had his own Black Star Line ships that went from America into the Caribbean, doing business with brothers and sisters in the Caribbean, Brazil and stuff like that, Tijuana, Puerto Rico, all those places. Back in the day, he had ships going in the 20s back to America, and they was importing goods. You know what I'm saying? A business network of making money. You know, Marcus Garvey at that time was a millionaire. He could employ his own people. He had soldiers. They had a military. They had like a military might where they had parades in Harlem. In all parts of New York, people used to come out and galvanize around Marcus Garvey. He was a very powerful brother. So, you know, they had to sabotage that money that Marcus Garvey was making. The Star Line ships, Black Star Line ships, later was going to be used to take Africans back to Africa. Any Africans in America that was descended from, I'm not going to say slaves, from POWs from Africa that was forced into slavery by the slave master, their descendants could go back to Africa on the Star Line, Black Star Line ships. American government sent agents in to sabotage Marcus Garvey. You can read about it. I'm not going to go into all that. But you got to remember Marcus Garvey was born in the month of August, around the same time. And the movement of Marcus Garvey still exists to this day. You feel what I'm saying? Something that started in 1914. You feel what I'm saying? Marcus Garvey will always be remembered. When you think about Pan-African, you got to think about Marcus Garvey, who said that we are a mighty race. Get up, black man. You are a mighty race. Where's your military? Where's your hospitals? You know? Where's your airplane? Where's your governments? So Marcus Garvey said, you know what? I'm about to get up off my ass and get a black man organization, a black man government. And the American government feared Marcus Garvey. They end up put Marcus Garvey in prison, then deported him back to Jamaica. You feel what I'm saying? Let's remember Marcus Garvey, the father of Pan-Africanism, who was born August 17, 1887. Moment of silence for Marcus Garvey. August, y'all. August, y'all. You feel me? Huey P. Newton, the father of the Black Panther Party. Huey P. Newton, the father of Black Panther Party, was gunned down August 22nd, 1889. Now, this organization, the Black Panthers, really struck fear into the core of white America. White America had to really get involved with this to dismantle the Black Panther Party. See, they talk about the Proud Boys and the Trump supporters who attacked the Capitol, and they went back in history and they talked about the Capitol being attacked before by a mob of white people who was disgruntled about the government, but they never did talk about the Black Panther Party who invaded the state capitol in California. Let me say this before I go into this. The reason why the white man tried to blot out history of courageous black people who stood up to the white supremacists of the world, black people who actually fought back, struck back at the system, because they don't want no one to mimic those particular ancestors that are now ancestors. They don't want us to mimic those type of people, because you can embody those spirits and become that. And I had to protect myself in prison and become Hannibal, because if I would never read about Hannibal, who conquered Rome twice, the black man who went from Africa, North Africa, and went off into what they call Rome and attacked Rome twice. A black man named Hannibal. Carthaginians War. The Carthaginians War. You can look it up. You feel what I'm saying? Read about Hannibal. Wars with Hannibal. The white man was attacked by Hannibal the Great. And I call him the Great because he is great in my eyes to attack his enemies who was looking to attack him, but he attacked first. He bombed first. Bombed first. You feel what I'm saying? So, black people, before I go off into this particular subject, you know, a lot of people don't know about their history. So if you don't know nothing about your history, you know, you don't know where you're going in life, because the history is responsible for your present. People say history doesn't count, but history is responsible for your present. You see what I'm saying? Hold on, y'all. With that being said, these people don't want you to know about your history. They don't want you to mimic Huey P. Newton. They don't want you to mimic no one who stands up to the racist system. That's why they kill certain black people. You know what I'm saying? So you don't mimic that. So they won't galvanize that. Black unity is the key. And the white man recognized that Pan-African is a dangerous format that may bring his rule to a knot. You know, you might fuck around through military, you know, through military might, you know, bring his rule to a halt. So Huey P. Newton organization did attack the California Capitol. Went into the assembly with guns. With guns. 1967. You can read about this history. Where the Black Panther Party attacked the Capitol. It didn't happen in August, but the man that was killed in August, the founder of the Black Panther Party organization, was doing so much work in the community that the white man did not like it. This is why I tell black people that the police got a backing by the government to kill black people. The Black Panther Party wasn't a ill people. They wasn't a people who did not have any skills, military wise. They wasn't thugs in a sense. You feel what I'm saying? What I'm saying is that they fed the community. The lunch program, the breakfast program that we had in school when I was coming up, and it still exists, it was adopted after the Black Panther Party, even though J. Edgar Hoover and Ronald Reagan dismantled the Black Panther Party. They even murdered Black Panther Party members and jailed Black Panther Party members in the penitentiary based on lies. There's probably Black Panther Party individuals in penitentiary right now rotting, 80, 70, almost 90 years old, never get out of prison. These are the political prisoners that's been held in prisons right now. In 1989, they cut down Huey P. Newton. From what I understand, they say Huey P. Newton did do drugs, but he was on his way to building the Black Panther Party again. And the white man heard about it and they killed him. I heard that they threw drugs on him after they shot him. And they sent one of our own to shoot him. You feel what I'm saying? So let's remember Huey P. Newton. Let's remember Huey P. Newton, who was gunned down in Oakland, California, August 22nd, 1989. So when Huey P. Newton was slain, in 1989, they revisit the Black Panther historical moments in the world. This is why August is a very unique month as it relates to our people. When they cut Huey P. Newton down, the whole world in 1989, especially the conscious community of 1989, Huey P. Newton, the Black Panther historical moments were brought to the forefront again, and it showed America being racist towards the Black Panther Party. When the Black Panther Party only had guns to protect themselves against police brutality, police killings. Police was going into the neighborhoods of America, ghettos, shooting and killing black people like they doing today. They just did it more vast back then. And the Black Panther Party had the police, the governments, pawns. The police is the government pawns. Government of America to this day can change the rules and regulations in the police department. They ain't got to defund them motherfuckers. Change the law to when the police kill a black person, they get life in prison right off the top. And if the killing is too severe, when they overkill black people, give them the death penalty. I don't care what state that does not have a death penalty where the cops overkill black people, shooting us 70, 80 times, all that crazy, that deserves a death penalty. Huey P. Newton was cut down in 1989. According to Kwame Ture, y'all may know him by a slave name, Stokely Carmichael. Read about Stokely Carmichael, a.k.a. Kwame Ture. He said that Huey P. Newton was gunned down by the government of the United States of America. And motherfuckers always get mad at me because I bang on that beast, the government of America, that never do nothing for black people. They haven't gave us our reparations. This is August, y'all. I'm born in August. So there's no motherfucking doubt why I'm in this position that I'm in right now. Because we can go against the spirit, but the spirit that controls us is much stronger. And I'm glad I'm out the street life. I can see the ramifications of what I was doing to my community. Just look around me. See, if you on drugs, you on alcohol, you know what I mean? You may look at certain situations and not be irate because you high, you drunk. You know, you rather be high and drunk to what can I say, pacify your condition. Even though your condition is there, you're so lazy, you're scared to get up and fight because we're not united. And I understand, black man. I understand, black woman. I understand, I get it. You know, a lot of us want to get up and fight, but we don't have enough soldiers. No one's going to stand with us. We're going to die like Malcolm. We're going to sacrifice our life like Malcolm. This one thing I understand in this life, you know, people talk about good and bad. There's nothing good that a black man could do in this country. There's nothing good that that a black woman can do throughout the world to make the world honor her in which they should. This is the mother of civilization. This is your mama, white man. This is your mama, Chinese man. The black woman is God. Every man came from this woman. You feel what I'm saying? So I get it, black man. You the father of civilization. You the father of all people upon the planet. I get it that your people think you crazy when you speak on that particular level. I get it. They don't have that much confidence in themselves. You got to understand that your brothers and sisters that don't know was enslaved. Their ancestors was enslaved, and they passed that knowledge, nonsense knowledge down to each generation. So a lot of people don't want to be free. They rather kiss ass and be treated, like trash by the ruling class. You know what I'm saying? That's my slogan. Niggas don't want to be free. They rather kiss ass and be treated like trash by the ruling class. Let's remember August 21st. You know what I'm saying? Huey P. Newton, who stood up against America. They locked Huey P. up. Y'all read about Huey P. Newton and the Black Panthers. There's a book out by Michael Newton. I don't know if they any kin, but it's a book out by Michael Newton called Huey P. Newton and the Black Panthers. Read about the Black Panther Party. Fuck the movie, The Black Panther. I ain't trying to knock that movie, Black Panther, but give black kids the truth that the government of America killed off the Black Panther Party who was trying to bring black people up out of condition that we're in today. Why will America kill the Black Panther Party when the Black Panther Party was only defending our communities? If the government of America gave a fuck about black people, where's our reparations? Where's the Black Panther Party reparations? The kids of the Black Panther Party should be paid reparations for the nonsense. By J. Edgar Hoover, families should be paying the Black Panther Party right now for all the killing they did and dismantling and locking the Black Panthers up for no reason at all, for protecting us as a people. But you keep voting Democrat, Republican. You keep voting for these democratic folks who have no interest in helping our people. We must help ourselves. And with that being said, I'm going to end this particular video. But remember, August 21st, August 27th, August the 7th, August the 17th. You feel me? Peace and love, black family, black power.